It was. And so entrepreneurship comes when it's more organic.
Out of
right?
necessity.
Yeah. And so a little bit into the story of Tech My School and my entrepreneurship journey. I know you're looking at the clock here.
No, I'm going to get into success. We're going to circle back on that. Okay, hold that thought. Success. Okay. What do you attribute your success? You said avoiding the mistake of my elders, being positive, taking interest in other people, my friends.
I know the answers.
Who are and have always been my family, and doing the work.
Correct. So the first one was simply don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there was a lot of drugs happening. There was a lot of party and good times.
Yep.
And I saw what the dark side of that was. And so just staying sober was something that was kind of like the pathway for me. It was just work hard in school, don't do drugs.
Stay sober.
Pretty simple stuff.
You do have cocktails from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
You have adult beverages from time to time.
Jonathan actually got me drunk for the first time.
But you have always been avoided drugs.
Yeah, so no drugs, still never drugs. Came to alcohol, I was like, I'm not going to drink until I have a degree. Once I have a degree, then I'll start, drinking a little bit, loosening up.
Yep.
And so just following
Doesn't take much for Robbie Cabs, by the way. It's about 4 drinks, and he's pretty good.
Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in terms of success, you've got those two foundational things. Another thing is just I live in the greatest country in the world, and that is we have systems in place where it doesn't matter what your family life's like, how rich or poor you are. If you go to school and you try hard, there are people in that building who are qualified, who care about you, who are going to work really hard for you to succeed, and they want you to succeed. And all you got to do is just follow their lead.
Yep.
And then that was it.
And we have a thing, I love that, Robbie. We have a thing too where it's like almost every entrepreneur, every person we've had on this podcast says, you got to be willing to take risk, you guys. So when he's talking about being in that building, he's talking about working hard. Maybe you come from a lot of money, maybe you come from none. Ask people, walk through your fear, knock on doors, tell people what you want to do, tell your story, try to bring value, work super hard and pay it forward over time, because you will be able to get to the other side if you work hard enough and get over yourself, ask questions, do research, listen to podcasts, find mentorship, all the things we talk about on this podcast. But you got to get out there and do the work. And if you do it, to Rob's point, there are people that want to help people around them, because it's candidly one of the best things in life, in my opinion.
100%. And as I've gone into entrepreneurship, I've reached out in education. I reached out to, but they were in my field and whatever. But now in entrepreneurship, same thing. But it's a little different in the fact that they're not in the same building with me. They're not just one room over. I have to proactively find mentorship. So I've had local mentors in Puerto Rico who are just really, really successful, great people. Joe Texiera, amongst many other. But I've also reached out to other groups. So there's this group I'm a part of. It's called Guildry. It's based out of New York, but they have tons of mentors around the world. And for the price of one dinner a month, I have access to 2 mentors who are with me every single week, giving me the best advice they can and leading me. And it's led to so many great things. When we threw our first conference, one of them was a speaker. And actually in Houston, I went to go meet him. And his name's Brian Weaver, an amazing guy. He's a great coach. You should check him out, Brian Weaver.
Yeah, so again, Rob put me on to diving, but I was instrumental in getting him around the corner on the coaching mentorship thing. So, it's really, who's really keeping track of the score here? I don't know. All right, cool. I love that.